morning. It is Monday and it is April the, 14th maybe. But why am I looking so excited? Because the last frost is finally coming on. Like, I'm calling it. Normally in North Carolina, we have a final frost that kind of sneaks in after like heat for a week or two, which has happened. And it usually sneaks in right before Easter, that last weekend or so. So last Saturday, Friday, it was like 34 degrees in the morning. Ridiculous. After being on 2 weeks of 80-degree temperature, 34 degrees was a bit much. With that being said, we've crossed the finish line. And so now we can officially say it is spring and gardening season has started for a lot of us here in this area. So, we've already kind of started seeds, started planting, getting things acclimated to the weird weather, and everything I have outside is still looking pretty good. And I'm really excited about that. But as of this morning, I'm about to make some breakfast. I've been doing a whole lot of clean eating recipes and just trying to find, not necessarily, okay, here's the thing. I look for clean eating recipes and I always inevitably end up on plant-based eating because I guess they kind of go together, but I'm not interested in being a full-on plant-based eater. However, I'm not opposed to being plant-based because I like vegetables. So they kind of just go hand in hand. Will I add some chicken instead of tofu? Maybe. Will I eat tofu instead of chicken? Quite possibly. So it's just kind of a mishmash of all of the better options when it comes to food in general. So that's what I've been doing around here. And today I found a recipe last week, 2 weeks ago, and it is a oatmeal, like a steel cut oatmeal with quinoa, flax seeds, and some other stuff in there, and you make it with coconut milk and some mangoes on the side. I can't remember what the girl calls it. Her name on this YouTube space is Shakayla Felice, and somewhere, either maybe on Instagram, I think she's known as Sweet Greens Vegan or Sweet Vegan Greens, something to that effect. So I really like watching her recipes that she does is like very practical looking and things like that. So I don't know. I'm just so excited about it being Monday. And also my husband took off last week, Friday. So I was home with all of the kids and the husband Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is so nice to just have my house to myself today. Like I could sweep like I want. It sounds so very housewife-ish, and I'm not mad, but they were just everywhere. And now I finally have an opportunity to just sit down, breathe in my own air for a moment, and just chill out. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to bring you with me because it is kind of cool right now. Not cold, but cool, like that morning air before the sun comes up. I'm going to take advantage and work on my black cardigan, the Path of the Night cardigan, and I'm going to sit outside with that. I know I didn't do an introduction, child. Y'all should already be used to this, but if you're not, my name is Tiffany and this channel is Beyond Swatches. I'm so excited for No More Cold that I just don't even know what to do with myself. So let me go ahead and make my oatmeal. Hopefully it comes out the way it did in her video because it looked so amazing. And if it doesn't, that's fine. We're going to eat it anyway. And then we'll meet outside on the deck or in the grass, wherever, and we'll work on my project. While I'm doing all of the oatmeal thing, I also bought some pectin to make jam or jelly. And the reason I bought this is because I have some apples in there that I feel like are going to go bad because I didn't really care for the taste of them. So I'm hoping that this doesn't backfire, but they wasn't really like sweet or flavored. Like, I got them from Walmart. And I am of the opinion that Walmart's fruits and vegetables have literally like 2% flavor and the rest of it is just fluff. So, and I did a Walmart pickup order, and so when I ordered the apples, they were supposed to be the organic ones, and they didn't have any more, so they gave me the regular ones. So I'm stuck with these apples that have no flavor, and I was like, well, maybe I can turn it into like an apple butter or something. So I don't know if that works that way. If it doesn't have any flavor going in, will it have any flavor coming out? But we're going to do something with it because I don't want it to just spoil, and I'm hoping that maybe a little bit of sugar and pectin will help that. So that's what I bought, and I have the canner up there. And I was like, before I jump into pressure canning, maybe I'll just try a regular water bath canning. I don't even know if that's really required, but I'm going to read the little Blue Ball book and figure out what they tell me as a recommendation. So that'll be a little later today or maybe tomorrow. But I bought this one. This one is for less sugar in the container because I didn't intend on putting, I think last time I made jelly, it was like 3 or 4 cups of sugar or something ridiculous, and it was a little too sweet for me. So we're gonna go for less sugar, and that's the box that I picked. So we outside. I'm so excited. I don't have on no earrings. I didn't put on no lip gloss. This is literally a jump up and get them people out my house type of morning. So I didn't do any of my normal, prep work or what have you, but it's all right. We out here. We home. What was I going to say? So I have not had my grass cut because my husband's lawnmower is doing a thing. Like, it doesn't want to start. And I'm both annoyed and a little nervous because when I told him to check the lawnmower at the beginning of supposed spring, he didn't do it. Had he done it then, when I had additional money in my account, we could have either gotten a new battery, had it serviced, etc. Now, not to say that it can't still be done, but I'm a person who is a very proactive thinking person, and he is a very reactive thinking person. How we manage to not kill each other on a daily basis, I do not know. Probably because I have more patience than he does. So with that being said, I am looking at a jungle, and while the cats enjoy hiding in the long grass out there, it's a little frustrating because I'm always terrified of ticks. That's a big thing, so I just make sure to stay up on their medicines and that kind of stuff. But what I was going to say, this path of the night cardigan, I told y'all I don't like this yarn. I don't hate it though. The more I use it, the more it becomes easier to just accept the fact that it's a hard wool. It still feels a little scratchy. Like, I tried it on up here and it's a little toothy, but it's not horrible. So I wouldn't discourage you from using it. I would just say proceed with caution if you wanted to use it as a sweater that would touch your skin. Let me just show you what we're working with, by the way. So the path of the night, I'll be sure to put a sweater up. Let me go back. The path of the night is a cardigan. It's a long cardigan. You'll see the picture. And I decided to go ahead and make it in black as well because I don't have any knitwear in black other than my ranunculus. I have one black ranunculus, but I don't have outer cardigans. I don't have sweaters, so I felt like it was time to start making things that are practical for my wardrobe, and that a long black cardigan is definitely going to be very practical. In the front, can you see the stitch markers there? It has these steeking stitches, so there's a panel of stitches right here that I will cut into, and this will be my first time making a steeking garment. So yeah, you can't see it really because it is black, but trust me, it's there. So I'm knitting this right now until this 8 inches long. I think that's what the pattern said, 8 inches, and then I assume we do some increases for the armholes. I mean for the body, for the A shape, but this is where we're at right now. And like I said, it's kind of cool to work on it first thing in the morning before the sun comes up and has an opportunity to sweat us out. I don't want to cover the mic, but so yeah, I'm really excited about this. I've been enjoying working on it, a row here and a row there. I also did decide to go ahead and cast back on that blanket. Remember I was telling y'all about that blue yarn and it was so thin, and I was working on a seed stitch blanket, that whole fiasco. I went ahead and restarted it. The only thing I did different is that I did an I-cord border so that it'll be outlined in blue or whatever. I don't know. I haven't quite figured that part out yet with the color change. I may not even do a color change. Who knows? It's just a blanket. So the thing about knitted blankets, and y'all can tell me if I'm right or wrong or what your opinion is, but I feel like when pattern designers come out with blanket patterns specifically, they usually come out with like a throw, or not a lap blanket, but just what is not what I would consider a queen size or a king size blanket. So they give you a throw and it looks really nice, but when you decide that you want to up the size, it becomes such a long, daunting process that you're just like not mentally prepared. So I don't think the seed stitch blanket is going to be big enough to cover my bed. Of course, I added more stitches, but I do think it is very practical for curling up on the couch, but I have enough of those, you know what I mean? So I kind of want to make something for my bed, and I have a king size bed. Both of the girls, what do they have? Twins and fulls, I think. My other daughter has a queen size, I believe. So we got a full gamut of mattresses out here that we could possibly make blankets for. It's just that they take so long when they're fingering weight yarn. Like, what? It's so much. Oh, and one other thing before I go inside, since I have it in the bag, the Knitting Swan, that's who makes these bags. Let's see, where's her little tag? The Knitting Swan. She makes these big project bags. I bought this. She isn't based in the UK somewhere, and so she had sent out an email basically saying that the tariffs were going to affect them, but she wasn't sure how, and so she started offering free shipping to the US. Then she sent another email a few weeks ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, saying that the tariffs didn't impact them because of something with the amount of the charge of her orders. I don't know, something like that. But she was very forthcoming in letting us know ahead of time that, you know, if there was going to be an increase, she would definitely let us know. But to help offset some of that cost, she did offer free shipping. So if you want to get your nice big old project bag, this is a really good one. And what I love about this bag, of course, is the patterning on the outside. This is, I think, doodle something. I think it's just a doodling pattern, like a pencil doodle, you know. But inside it has pockets galore. So there's a pocket sewed in around each side. Can I show you this effectively? Okay, there we go. So there's one pocket right there. The next to it is another pocket right there, and so forth and so on all the way around. I got all kinds of stuff in here. I got my pain pills. I got my antacid pills. You never know where you might be. I have my notions in here. She sells pouches, needle cases, little bags. There's a smaller one than this if you don't need a large bag. The small one is probably good for like taking one ball of yarn and maybe starting a sweater, but it would not be big enough to take the whole sweater in, unless the size small. It's good for socks and hats, so it's a little rectangular shape, a rectangular size, and I do have one in there somewhere, so maybe one day I'll remember to throw it up. But yeah, check out her prices. No sponsorships or anything. I'm just letting you know it's a very good quality bag. It is washable, dryable, it is durable, and I love the little drawstring. I think I saw she had straps that you can add to these little loops right here, and then you can make it like a crossbody bag, but it's a project bag for me, so I have no need to turn it into a purse, even though when I do go out with these bags, I do stick my keys in a pocket, or my little mini wallet thing. I'll put it in a pocket and it becomes like my purse, but it's a carry bag like that. So yeah, so all right, let me go get my oatmeal. I forgot. All right, well, good morning again. It is now Tuesday. Don't ask me what happened yesterday. I don't know. I think I I just got busy doing nothing, you know, like I did end up knitting a lot. I finished my little bandana thing, and I ended up, you know, doing some house stuff, sweeping, mopping, etc., dusting, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and then it was time to get the girls. The temperature was really nice yesterday, and I ended up spending some time outside, but I just didn't feel like dealing with the camera stand. Just want to sit out and enjoy the weather, so I just sat outside and enjoyed. Today is Tuesday now, and this is officially my last day at home by myself. I think both of the girls are off tomorrow, and going forward, at least one of them will be home with me for the majority of the week. But whatever, we're not complaining. We love our family around here. So today I woke up this morning and saw an email from Knitpicks. They are having a 99-cent sale on patterns. Not all of them, not books, but just patterns. And the thing about it is, so, and this is just me being 100% real with what I have found. When I buy patterns from yarn companies, sometimes, not always, but sometimes they are not written really well. Sometimes what you would look at and think, oh, this should be easy, turns out to be written in a way that is a little discombobulated and so forth. So proceed with caution. I will also say I'm here as a resource, and it doesn't mean that I know how to do everything, but it does mean that I might be able to help you decipher a thing. But also read the reviews. People who buy patterns and are not happy with them will tell you, without giving away the pattern details, what is it that they didn't like. So one pattern that I scrolled through in particular, she was saying, you know, this pattern has a ton of German short rows and you don't know where the beginning and end of any one thing is. When I read that and went back and looked at the pattern, I could tell why it might have been really confusing, because the way the geometric art was shaped on the sweater, I wouldn't have thought it was written that way. But again, proceed with caution. But for $1, for $1, if you are looking for pullovers, like regular sweaters, cardigans, lightweight, bulky ones, if you're looking for t-shirts, like it's springtime now, we're going into t-shirt season. If those are the things you're looking for, I would say have a scroll. There's 9 full pages of patterns. I looked through it this morning. Yes, I looked through all of them. A lot of them, I felt like I had something very similar in my like queue of patterns, so there was no need for me to want to buy them again. But then I also saw some that were pretty similar to some very popular patterns, and I thought, oh, maybe I could just get this one for $1, try it out, see if I like it. But then I did remember again, sometimes the way these patterns are written makes it not worth it, even at $1. There are patterns in every category. We have socks, hats, home accessories, little whimsical things like toys, there's shawls, there's big blankets, there's mosaic type blankets, there's big sweaters, little sweaters, tank tops. It's the whole gambit is included. So you will find something that you like. From what I could find, the things that I clicked on, they were pretty much size inclusive. So most things went up to at least a size 60 or 62-inch bust. I, for reference, am a 48-inch bust, and I usually knit things about 49 inches to 52 inches, depending on how much ease you want in your garment. I'm looking for things that are probably 2 to 3 inches max, like that's it. And so for me, I found that I would need to either go down one bust size according to the pattern, because it's built with so much ease in it, that's one way that I can avoid it being so drapey. So sorry, my cousin called and kicked my video off. So yeah, so I would say take some time today with your morning coffee, or tomorrow. The sale is running through the 21st of April. And really just take a look at what you have in your pattern library. Think about things for your home. Like I see the kitchen towel and the dishcloths and stuff like that. And those are just fun things to have. Like, those are nice ways for you to keep knitting in the spring and summer when it's warm and you just don't want to deal with the hot sweatery wools. So yeah, I would think about that. And it's a little nippy out here this morning. It's supposed to be warm, but I guess we're waiting for the sun to come up. She's taking her time. So I am going to go ahead and wrap up these 2 days right now, because I want to make sure you hear about the sale since it's not a standalone video. But I will start another video and probably get that up for you on Thursday. Don't forget, this Monday is our kickoff to the spring knit along. I'm so excited. Majority of you ladies are choosing, it's actually split. I think it's even. I think 1 or 2 of you are doing both, and I'm super stoked for that one. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started, but I hope to see you in the next video. And if you have any questions prior to the cowl, let me know so that I can answer your questions. If you have yarn thoughts, we're going to talk about all of that on the first session. And also, just as a reminder, it will be on Zoom, so I will be sending you a link the day of so that it doesn't get lost in your inbox. I will send it to you on the day of, but it will be starting at 8 p.m. on Monday, and it'll run for probably about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, just depending. And it will be on Zoom. So there it is, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.